All right, let's move away from that now and talk about the Champions League games coming up later tonight. Manchester City will be aiming to book their spot in the semi-finals of the Champions League when they travel to the Westfalen Stadium to take on Borussia Dortmund in the second leg of their quarter-final bout. The black and yellow were minutes away from claiming a 1-1 draw from the first leg at the Etihad, but a late Phil Foden strike saw City win the tie 2-1 ahead of Wednesday's meeting. Pep Guardiola's side suffered a shock defeat at the hands of Leeds at the weekend, and they will be hoping that they can move past that loss quickly and pick up where they left against Dortmund on Wednesday.
That changes things. Ederson got to it.
All right, well, at this point, let me bring in my guest, Omodia Okwuelegbe, who joins me live now to talk about the games. Well, Omodia, yesterday we saw Chelsea and PSG hold on to their lead, and eventually, even though that they lost the game, they eventually progressed. Congratulations to them. But today we do have Manchester City versus Dortmund. Do you think that City can also hold their nerves to go through to the semi-finals?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Let me pick it up from the last night games. I think it was the first leg that really brought the semi-final tickets for both PSG and Chelsea, scoring 3 goals away for PSG and scoring 2 goals away, as it were for Chelsea. I think sealed the deal for them. For tonight's game, Manchester City weren't that convincing in the first leg. They struggled, scoring 1 goal, just like you mentioned, before Phil Foden got the other goal. So they are going to Germany now to play Dortmund. And in the Champions League, it's Erling Haaland that has the highest goal. He's scored 10 goals so far in the UEFA Champions League. He didn't score the last time out, but it's in a familiar ground now, the Signal Iduna Park in Germany, where they're playing this second leg. And he might just be up for something good today. But they have also not been interesting to watch in the Bundesliga domestically because they're sitting 5th. So it's a game that will be keenly watched by a lot of soccer pundits today, because you might not be able to predict where the pendulum will swing. But I think City, with their quality and the kind of manager they have, they should pull through, but it will not be an easy task for Manchester City.
All right, Omodia, you also have the other game, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. We have seen Liverpool overturn these kinds of results before. Of course, they did it against Barcelona. But we have seen a different Liverpool this season, a Liverpool that hasn't been very consistent. Do you think that they can do it at home without the fans?
Well, let me stay here that the Liverpool that did that comeback, that amazing comeback against the Barcelona, scoring 4 goals at Anfield, it's not the Liverpool that we have today. They've lost Virgil van Dijk, Gomez. They've lost a lot of defenders, and it's just some makeshift defenders that they had to buy to fill in the gaps. And they have not been scoring. They have a very poor home record this season. They just won their first home game the last time out after losing almost 5. So it's not a good record. And the absence of the fans is another disadvantage for Liverpool. But this is the Champions League. Anything can happen. They trail by 2 goals, 3-1. So they have to score 2 unreplied goals against the Madrid side that's got the quality, that's got the senior players with experience. They've been in this competition all, season in, season out. They are the most decorated side in the Champions League. And coming to Anfield, I don't know if it will be good for them, but I see Madrid taking it. 2 goals, Madrid definitely will score at Anfield, but they might not win the tie. Liverpool might win the tie, but I cannot say Madrid won't score tonight. It will be a very tasty affair.
All right. Well, the injuries you mentioned, quite frankly, quite a number of, since they lost Van Dijk at the center of the defense, it's not been an easy ride at all for Liverpool. The buys that Liverpool have made so far, have they had the sort of impact that you would expect?
Honestly, they haven't. Honestly, they haven't because we see these games week in, week out. They still concede goals. The Liverpool side, when you come in as a player, it takes time to really adapt. They have a very good system working for them. A club have been able to build the club over the years, to a very formidable team. They play with style. The wing backs are always very pacey. That's why there's a whole lot of talks about Trent Alexander-Arnold not being defensive enough. That's why they were conceding goals. So a lot of questions for Liverpool, but defensively they are not the side they were a couple of seasons ago, or even last 2 years, because they had a pair of Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip. When Joel Matip is injured, there's a young English Joe Gomez who steps in, and they've been amazing. Considering the least goals the time they won the Premier League, but now they've conceded a whole lot of goals. So that's the worry for the Liverpool fans against a tough Madrid side. Benzema is scoring, firing. Asensio is scoring at the moment. So it will be very difficult because it's not the Liverpool that we saw win the league with very, very good defense. So it will be tough on them tonight.
All right. Omodia Okwuelegbe, thank you very much indeed for sharing your thoughts with us.
A pleasure.